Hello there, fans, friends, new people, anybody,
Anybody?
everybody,
Bueller?
all of Texas. I should mention that it's the Texas Coalition Against Data Centers, Texas Connect, or Chat with TA. But I chat with a lot of folks. Just want to make sure this is clear. I mean, even though we're at the Texas Coalition Against Data Centers, I've chatted with people in Arizona and Utah, Missouri, Oklahoma, Arizona, Maine. I've also branched out across the seas and the pond to folks that are housed in Washington, D.C., that are with Germany and help create some and discuss policies over there on regulation of data centers there. And then also been speaking out and talking in Canada, helping them with the problems that they're starting to plague their area. So we go beyond the Texas borders. And that's why I like to say that little catchphrase there a lot of times. Y'all are so used to it. We, the people of the United States, we, the people of Texas, Texans standing with Texans, we deserve better. So
Yep.
God might explain that. So
It's
I'm
kind
TA, and
I'm Miriam.
so
And it's kind of funny that you mentioned that because it's one of those conservative things that goes around a lot. It's like, so goes Texas, so goes the U.S., so goes the world.
yes.
And so the reason that the Texas Coalition Against Data Centers exists is because of the issues we saw happening in our state that we knew were going to go further. And turns out those people came straight to TA and had some questions. So it's been kind of fun.
Yeah, we've met some really interesting people along the way. I mean, this is a tough topic to talk about. I mean, there's so many pieces to it. It's like a layered onion. I mean, there's going to be people talking about the water side, the electrical side, the pollution side, the farm and ranchers. I mean, it's impacting everybody. Your bills, the food structure we have. I mean, I can go on and on and on with all the different kinds of things. But one thing I do want to go on with is July the 27th. If you
Yay.
haven't marked your calendar, I mean, it's coming up fast.
Yep.
Like Monday
Monday.
fast. So one of the things we want to tell you about is guess what's going to happen on the Capitol steps? Yes, I will be back out there talking again for the second time this year on the Capitol steps. And I brought a group of people back with me again, some new faces and some new old faces. You want to tell them who all we got going on with us talking?
Yeah, we're going to have a great group there. We have Linda Polly with Save Hill County. She's an expert on so many topics, but she's specifically going to speak to government overreach and the neglect that's being seen in Hill County and across our state. We've got Gary Oldham with Protect Round Rock. He's going to be sharing expertise as a fire chief and the impact of data centers in Texas communities. We have Jada Jo Smith and Amanda Griffin with Hill Country Preservation Group. They're fantastic, and they're going to talk about how the 765 kV lines are being strategically set up to allow for data centers to infiltrate our state. We also have Chris Paulson. He's a rancher and environmentalist out of Hood County. He's speaking from 32 years of experience in power production chemistry. So you want to be there for that. And then, of course, we have Clayton Tucker with the Texas Farmers Union, and he's going to be speaking on the impact of AI as a whole and the issues that are arising beyond the physical build-out. So it's going to be a good group. We're excited to see you guys there July 27th.
And I'm sure everybody that's there on this list, I mean, we'll be talking, and then after it gets through, I mean, there is the 10:30 state Senate
Finance Committee.
Committee meeting, but I can guarantee you any of these folks will be more than happy to talk to you after we get through talking there, because clearly it's a hearing, and they can invite, as we saw in the Natural Resource House Committee, they invite anybody they want to. So, we probably won't be the first people up there talking. So come talk to us, and we'll talk to you, and we'll share information and ideas, and continue the conversation. Because this conversation, I'll be honest, I mean, I'm going to be pretty plain forth. Mr. Abbott, you really need to hear what 75% of the people are saying.
We got up to 82%, according to a CNN report that just came out after that protest last week. So
that's
a pretty big number to be ignoring.
Yeah, I started off and it was 61 to 64, give or take, an error. And the first time I was at the Capitol back in, February, I guess.
Yep.
And dates all run together, going around talking and speaking. But now we're 75 was the last one I did, and she's telling me I need to change the numbers to 82. So.
It's gone up. It's gone up.
So how can you ignore a number like 82%? The last time historically that I know of a number that big across the United States that we all kind of didn't like something and something had to change was the alcohol during Prohibition. That's a historical fact. I mean, not making it up. So I mean,
no, that's one of who said that. Was it the Times article? And they said the most cohesive, nonpartisan group since beer.
Yes, and we all know we're in Texas, so we've heard slogans about those. So.
Well, you mentioned that we have a couple of people from our group that will be speaking. We have a couple guesses on who will be speaking for the data centers.
Yeah,
we just
who
thought
would those people
we just
be?
thought we'd bring them up.
Who do we think that might be speaking for big tech?
I can't guarantee it, but at the State Affairs Committee, at the Natural Resource Committee, and going around talking to our legislators, you have Dan DiOrio with the Data Center Coalition. If you are not familiar with the Data Center Coalition,
Who's in that group?
About 30 groups, all that are owned majority stakes by BlackRock.
Oh,
If they're not owned directly by BlackRock, they are owned by Black Mountain. And while we do not have the time or bandwidth to go into that connection, I encourage you to look it up. We also have McNamara with Lancium, depending on who you ask, McNamara or anyone else. You will find out that is not a popular site here in Texas. And then we have Haynes Strader with Skybots. He's got a good pitch, so they like to bring him out for these events. So that's July 27th.
Yep.
And because of July 27th, we're going to take a brief pause from our recordings, but we wanted to give you a heads up on a few other stories. And I'm going to let...
Things to come.
Things
Teaser
to come.
trailers.
Yeah,
That's what I
teaser
like.
trailer.
Teaser trailers. Just to maybe get your community awareness going. What one of those communities we're looking at? What do we got up there?
Well, we want to talk about, in the coming weeks, Hill County.
Hill County, that's a place that's been in the news. Hillsboro, Hill County, just see.
They've been making the rounds because if you're not familiar, they're the group that tried to set up a moratorium. Their county judge said when he established a moratorium that they were going to get sued, and he had a good prediction. They did get sued. But he's also said a lot of stuff about not being familiar with data centers coming into their community.
And we found some little snippets here. See if we can pop that little thing up.
It's so sorry.
Okay.
I switched it a little early.
Okay.
But what you're seeing here is a minutes of the meetings of the board of directors for the Hillsborough Economic Development Corporation.
Wow, and who was there?
Well, these names are familiar to people in Hill County, but I'm going to read them out anyway. Natasha Sawyer, Mike McDonald, Charles Eden, Mark Young, I don't know how to say Amy's last name, and Kenny Nolan. Those are all members of the Hillsborough Economic Development Corporation. But in addition to that, we had, the city manager, Megan Henderson, the assistant city manager, Tony Kane, the county attorney, David Holmes, the mayor, Scott Johnson, and the county judge, Shane Brazel.
I guess if you're at a meeting about, I've noticed that the meeting places changed a lot in somebody else's post.
The Economic Development Corporation.
Yeah, so where was this one at?
Well, let's see.
Can you pull up maybe something to show us?
They said they were going to be meeting on that day at 858 Johns Manville Drive.
If you look at that picture, it looks like a kind of a distribution warehouse, but the docks aren't set up for cross dock, if you know what I'm talking about. And we're not going to go into a whole logistics thing.
Because this is a preview.
Yeah, because I could talk about that, just logistics for hours. But anyway, and you don't want that.
But
so that place, what do they make in that place maybe?
They make a lot of things, but among them is commercial roofing solutions for data centers.
Data centers. Now, how do you not know about data centers when you're having an economic developmental meeting and a data center production type site? That's a good question. Why don't you ask the question to those folks?
Yeah.
Let us know what happens. Put it in the comments. Oh.
Oh.
And look at what I found. It's amazing. There's not supposed to be a data center. They didn't know about it.
They knew nothing about a data
But look
center
at
happening
this.
on the outskirts of Hillsborough.
Here's a whole entire plan under Open Records Act for a data center way back when they said they didn't know nothing about it.
Yep, and as a reminder, just before we go too far, this meeting took place Tuesday, July 8th, 2025, and this mock-up existed at that time and unfortunately a little bit before. So there's a teaser for you for Hillsborough. We've gotten a lot of open records requests. Another one that I think everyone's going to be really excited about and also pretty mad pertains to the waiver of a jury trial.
Now this is in
We should probably talk about that a little more.
Yeah, this is in another area. We've came across a contract in a different county.
County.
We don't want Point Hill County on this one. This is a different county.
If we find it in Hill County, though, we will bring it up again.
Yes, but this is more in, I'll be honest, Bell County. And the contract says, what does it say about waiving the jury trial?
If you feel out of the loop now, you're going to be upset when you read this. It says that each party, and for your reference, this was the Bell County Commissioners and the company that's setting up a data center, each party hereby waives to the fullest extent permitted by law any right to trial by jury of any claim, demand, action, or cause of action arising under this agreement, or in any way connected with or related to or incidental to this agreement, or any of the transactions related hereto. Here's why that's an issue.
Well, I'm just thinking, usually most contracts I've seen that local, state, or federal government doesn't exactly have that language in there. I mean, I know we got a lot of lawyers out there, San Antonio, other places that are on our page and we communicate with. But I find that interesting where we have been saying we, the people, are not finding transparency, and they're saying they're being perfectly transparent. But when it comes to the legal aspect to this, if it has to go to a courtroom, those people that we've elected appears to be, or those people that were elected in that area, appears to be taking we the people out of the equation.
Yeah. So if you look at situations like what happened up in, it's either, I want to say it's Oregon, right? Mm-hmm. They had the wells polluted. People have differing opinions on what happened in Oregon, but the point is that a waiver of a jury trial means that the people most affected, the people who live there, will not get the opportunity to speak to it. We just had another leak from a Meta, I want to say that was Wisconsin, where they found bacteria and they had to shut the whole plant down. If that happened here, it would not go to a jury trial. I don't know if this is going to hold up, but that's what they wrote into their contract, and what somebody's commissioner said, I agree to that.
And again, my thing is, like at the end of some of these teaser trailers, I would go and suggest that you get your public information records for wherever you're at, whether it's this state or another state. And then whoever, for instance, if you're in Texas, when you start doing that public information request, I just go ahead with, if it be a city or a county at this point, the way the time clock's moving so fast, go ahead and add the lieutenant governor on that when you ask for the request. That way you don't have to go back and add him if they ain't asking. And just to make sure that our governor in the state of Texas knows, add his name on there too.
When you make a public records request, remember that you are entitled to these documents. They are not allowed to charge you an exorbitant amount. And if they decide that they want to withhold something, they have to make the request to the Attorney General's office. They can't just tell you that they're deciding. They have to get you the letter from the AG's office acknowledging that they're looking at it. We'll talk about those types of things in the podcast to come, but we thought you guys would be interested to see this one, and we'll get you the rest of that contract to look at the further we go. And then finally, one of our favorite cases, because it's close to home, we have an email from January 23rd, 2025, between a data center developer and our county.
And that's back when data centers wasn't cool.
Back before anyone knew, back before the story leaked. I know nothing
about it. That's what I always hear. I don't know nothing about it. There's no plan. There's no plan. Apparently, in 2025 in January, we were starting a plan.
Yeah.
And the interesting part about that is, and I'm just going to toss this out now as a teaser trailer, think about 2025 in January. Mm-hmm. And we're talking about the one in McLennan County, specifically the Fracky or the it's been called a lot of things, and we've noticed that we got code names for these things.
Yeah.
Everything from freezer pop to whatever. I mean, I don't want to go into all that non-transparency, and you're supposed to be transparent when you have an agenda. But we'll talk about
You
that
might
later.
know this one as the Waco Data Park, or the Lacey Lakeview Data Park, or InfraKey, or if you're talking to TA, InfraKey.
Oh, don't forget my favorite L2D2. Like
L2D2.
R2D2.
That's
giving a bad
I take
name.
offense to
Yeah,
that.
giving
I
a
take
bad
offense
name
to
in
that.
Star Wars.
But funnily enough, this first email with the developer comes from Cyrus Engineers.
Huh.
So
Back to BlackRock.
back to
Now
not InfraKey, I'll tell you that.
The other interesting thing is January 2025, InfraKey wasn't even a thing yet. Not actually a company anyway.
But you know what their company's worth?
Yes, and
$10 billion.
And at the same time, that company that didn't exist, the people that are involved in the founders were in the middle of contract breaches, is what I was told. Now,
Heard it through the rumor mill.
Yeah, so I mean, so there's key people on this email. Who were they?
Well, we have Dustin Chapman, and sorry, Dustin, we're going to throw you under the bus a little bit. He is working with the McLennan County Judge, Scott Felton. This is an email arranging for them to meet in person. Not Dustin and this company, but our county judge, Scott Felton, and Sujith Draksharam, who, if that name sounds like he doesn't live here, look it up. The next set of texts you're going to see is between the mayor of Lacey Lakeview. What's his name again?
Mr. Wilson.
Mr. Wilson. And Sujith.
Chuck, as he likes to be called.
And they were having communication as early as April 2023. And we could throw a bunch of other names in here, but we would like you guys to come back for the next segment that we do on this.
I will say this.
Because we're out of time.
Yeah, we're almost out of time. I will say this. Talking in January, company was formed in March. Who are those investors? Who all knew about it before the company was formed and we wanted a data center? Yeah. Who is benefiting from this?
And who runs all of these data centers? And who is going to be held accountable with the waiver of a jury trial? And who takes on these types of cases? Ken Paxton. So, as you're going through it, as you are finding issues, if you are not reporting the issues that you are finding to the Office of the Attorney General, we are asking you and kind of begging you to make those complaints officially, because that's the only way this stuff happens. It's great to post. It's great to tell your friends. It's great to get your community aware. But until it gets filed, it is not a complaint.
No complaint, no report, no action.
So trust us, we're making a ton of complaints on our side. Well, I am. We've got teams of people making complaints.
Yeah, it depends on exactly what the complaint is. We got different people filing the complaints that need to be filing a complaint.
Yeah.
Especially, we're also helping try to discuss, if we see something, we try to connect other people with the right people to give them the right information on getting the complaint done.
Yeah, so we're going to bring you these full stories in the coming weeks. There was one more thing. We found it the other day.
Yes. Somebody brought this to my attention. We're going to try to see if we can zoom in on it.
Let's see if we can get this right.
There it is. Huh. Let me bring it down just a little bit more. New technology. I'm an old guy, so,
Sorry, there it is.
If you can... you may have to pause this little thing so you can see all this, but it was out there. They brought it to my attention, and it says, rumors has it. You know anything about the concrete plant? Now, I'm not going to read all this and summarize it, but basically what it says is about the same time Frankie and this group of people were getting together and everything else, there's a batch concrete plant that was being put in Lacey Lakeview, and I'm pretty sure you saw the news about the people around the Myers Lane area in Lacey Lakeview being upset about the emissions and the construction and industrial right there next to where they live in a residential area, obviously, being put in. And then we fast forward to Sam Shaw's thing, and then we get to a December meeting in Ross, Texas, where Mayor Chuck Wilson is saying he don't know anything, the plan. This concrete plant that got put in makes low-bearing walls. I don't know how many gyms are going to go in the Lacey Lakeview area or anywhere. I mean, not privy to that, but I do know load bearing walls. This particular one is made to make data center walls.
Oh, that's crazy.
That almost sounds like somebody's trying to get a monopoly or something on one contract to build a data center in advance.
And it's like the EDC in Hillsborough going to see where they make the roofing.
Yeah.
Huh.
It's crazy.
Well,
I mean, I don't know.
We can't. It could be a complete coincidence.
It could be.
Because,
I mean, you tell me.
that happens all the time, right?
Like I say, let's chat. See you in the comments.